Vanakkam, Chairperson. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak on the Constitution Bill, Scheduled Tribes Tamil Nadu, for the inclusion of Narikoravar and Kuruvikarar. Sir, at the outset, I would like to support this bill and thank the Union Government for introducing this bill. It has been a very long demand. That is almost 50 decades. There was a committee, Lokur committee was formed, and this Narikoravar and Kuruvikarar community, they were deprived of their reservations for job and work for the past 5 decades. That is, 2 generations have lost opportunity of representing themselves in reservations in education and job. So due to this, a lot of graduates in this community are forced to selling beads and ornaments in temples and in markets. So during the last DMK regime, in Kadalur, there were 1,406 families. And when our Chief Minister Kalanja visited that area, he saw many school going students' age belonging to that community collecting iron wraps and not going to school. He asked them why, and they said that the school is very far off and that they were not able to afford. What he did at once in Kadalur district was he started a school just for this community, Narikoravar community, where they were treated as a social stigma, and a school was started within that area just for the Narikoravars. But sadly, sir, during the ADMK rule, that school was closed down. Sir, these are hunter-gatherers. This community is basically depend on hunter-gathering. But after banning of hunting, they had moved on to selling of beads and ornaments. So now too they face a problem. That is, this community mainly indulges in minor forest produce. That is, they go collect the fallen leaves and twigs from the forest. But sir, this government doesn't have a consideration or doesn't look upon them even in such a, they are already outcast society. But they charge 18% GST on that tendur leaves which they collect, which is used for BDs and other things. But why do they charge? They can charge the BD owners, but why do they charge these minor forest produce for the tendur leaves for 18%? So this costs, so the irony of this is that there is a community which is, though they know that if they come into the SC/ST clause, they will be treated as a social stigma, but due to reservations and for education and for job security, they want to come into it. And we have the other side of the society, the privileged society, where they boast and flaunt their names with the caste. That is, I've already told many times, sir, only members from Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry and Kerala in this house, if you see our names, there is no, you cannot identify us whether we are belonging to the privileged caste, whether we belong to the backward class, the most backward, the SC or ST. That is because we don't have it in our name. And nobody can identify us by that. That is a great advantage for us. That is what our Dravidian principles of Tandai Periyar, Ambedkar had taught us, and that is why we stand over here with Dravidian principles fighting. But look at the other side, sir. Everybody has a caste name. So, everybody has a caste name. Who has it? Does the SC people have it? Does the ST people have it? No. Only the privileged class has it. That is why they have the privileged caste name. That is why I would like to always address the Prime Minister as Narendra by his first name and not by his caste name, because I don't like to use the caste surname. We don't want to know what caste you are. We want to treat you and we want to be respected by each individual humanity that we are. Sir, our Chief Minister took various steps for inclusion of this Narikoravar and Kuruvikarar community into this list. It was in our election manifesto. He had written a lot of letters, and then many members of our party had spoken and tabled it in Parliament, and he had also met the Prime Minister Narendra, and he had addressed it, and thanks to the government that they have brought this. Sir, this is a social stigma. There was an incident in Tamil Nadu where the member from the Narikoravar community was not let inside the temple. The next day, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, M.K. Stalin, went over there. He saw to it that they are respected. He took them to their house. He went to their house. He had a lunch with them, and he showed that everybody is there in social inclusiveness. There is nobody to be outcast. So this is what we want. Sir, I would also like to support the amendment to be brought by Ravi Kumar, for having the name as Nari Kuravar and not Nari Kuravan, which doesn't sound respectful. Sir, one more last this thing I would like to submit, sir. In my constituency, there are a lot of Kurumbars, Kurumans and Kurumbars, 11 synonym names and Lambadis. In other states, they are treated as scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. But in Tamil Nadu, it is a long demand and it has been passed on to the union government from the state. I would like to be them also to be included in the list, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you. Next speaker, Sri Vinayak Rautji.